Let's bring in News 13's Kelly Cook has been covering this from the very start. And Kelly, it has been an interesting day. 4 down so far, a few more to go.
Yeah, that's right, Jackie. You're right. A lot of these jurors say they have not heard about this case. They don't watch a lot of news, but we've had quite a few people who watch a lot of reality television, a lot of CSI watchers, but they say, at least for the 4 that we've heard, they don't watch a lot of the news. Obviously, that is important because they don't want these jurors to have too much prejudice or feel like they might have formed an opinion because they've been following this case too closely. But 4 so far, they left off with juror B76, a woman who's lived in Seminole County since 1981, and says that she believes that she can give George Zimmerman a fair trial. Let's bring in News 13 legal analyst Mark NeJame, who has been watching the proceedings all day for us today. And Mark, one thing that's been interesting to me, and I know I've seen plenty of other court proceedings during jury selection, is how pleasant these attorneys are. They are, going, knocking heads when they're going sanctions and before the jurors come in. But when those potential jurors walk in the door, let me tell you, they are very nice. They are very pleasant to be around. So who do you think is winning? Who do you think is seem to be a little bit more likable to the potential jurors?
It's too early to tell, but you hit it on the head. I mean, the lawyers, and I realize it's an internal inconsistency, but they want to come across as nice. They want to come across as friendly and engaging with the jurors. You want your jurors to like you. Why? Because you're representing somebody, and you're going to have a halo effect. So it's very important for lawyers good trial lawyers, to be engaging and friendly and get the jurors to like them and to believe what the lawyer has to say. The more the juror likes you, the more credible you become, and when you're advocating on behalf of your client during hearings, or during the trial, then you're going to be able to pass that on to the jurors, and hopefully they come back with a favorable verdict. But you'll find that many of the most successful trial lawyers are lawyers who are charismatic, and they have personalities, and they can engage and charm a jury. Now, with that said, you also need to be a good technician. You need to be able to lay out all the facts and cross-examine effectively, and be able to present your case in an intelligent and orderly fashion, and where the juror is going to listen to the facts and the evidence. But there is a combination of both that's involved in good trial advocacy, and I think that both the lawyers, all the lawyers I should say, are with that. I would say, though, that you'll find that each lawyer in each side does have lawyers that are one's a little bit more technical and one's going to be a little bit more friendly. I think that Don West is very much of a technician. He's a master at it. He's as good as any lawyer you're going to find, but he's not going to be particularly jubilant and jumping up and down. He's a very measured, pretty mellow in his personality, but a total technician. And I think you saw Bernie De La Ronda, who has been really, fire and brimstone a lot during this case, but he all of a sudden became likable to the jurors. So, he turned on the charm when he needed to. So I think that you're going to see a lot of that. But remember, what you see them doing privately is not for the eyes and the ears of the jurors. The eyes and the ears of the jurors, you're going to be presenting in a completely different way, which you're starting to get a little glimpse of now.
All right, we saw there, if you ever see a shot there, George Zimmerman, there's a man sitting next to him. That is, I'm being told, the defense's jury consultant. They hire people, right, Mark, to take a look and decide who is the right person to sit on this jury. That's a big part. You can win or lose this case in who you're picking in the jury.
Absolutely, and you're going to see more and more of this, particularly in these high-profile cases where jury consultants are brought in, and there's a mixture of psychology blended in there, and an interpretation of who the jurors are, and it's interesting. It's just like TV ratings. When you look at all the statistics, you can, and political polls, you can start developing a personality profile of people based upon their age and where they're from and their ethnicity and their religion and all sorts of things, and get a pretty good idea of where most people are going to fall and what columns most people are going to fall under. And so that's where a jury consultant comes in. And you remember in the Casey Anthony case, I've said for a long time, ever since that verdict came back, that I think the unsung hero in that case, from the defense perspective, I thought that the juries made an error, but that's my opinion. But the unsung hero in that case was the jury expert that was brought in by the defense team, who helped pick that jury together for the life of me to think that they could have gotten that many people to do a unanimous verdict of a conviction, but they did, and I think that more and more people are going to be using it, as you see now. Judges coming back to it.
Mr. Zimmerman.
All right, thanks a lot, Mark. We'll come back to you in just a moment. Let's take you back inside the courtroom.
There was different categories that we had put.
See?
That's right, Kelly. We've been having our live online chat all day long right here at cfnews13.com/chat. Many of you have had some pretty passionate opinions about this case, as well as talking about jury selection, from how long it'll take to opinions about these potential jurors themselves. We've had lots of great questions from you as well, so I want to bring in our legal analyst, Mark NeJame, who is with us. Mark, some of the most common questions that we got, one in particular, people kept asking all day long, why are they picking 6 jurors, not 12?
Simply, it's not a capital case. In Florida, capital cases get 12 jurors. Non-capital cases get 6. This is a non-capital case. Although a very serious felony, it's second-degree murder with a firearm, and you can get a sentence of anywhere from 25 years to life. But nevertheless, it's not a capital offense, hence 6 jurors. And I want to point out, though, that the 25 years is day-for-day mandatory minimum. So if convicted for the charges as charged, then Mr. Zimmerman, George Zimmerman, will in fact serve 25 years minimum in prison.
And right now, our live online chat is going on right now at cfnews13.com/chat. Jackie?